All right, friends, I really hope this works because I don't want to have to do this again. It's late on a Sunday night, but I've finally feeling a little bit of motivation to do a bit of a planner video, a little bit of an update, a little bit of a setup. And I'm not going to go through because remember that this is not like the channel that I use. Like, there is no rhyme or reason to this, any of this. None whatsoever. And so this is just purely for my own personal enjoyment. And I do it when I feel like it and when I feel inspired to. And those are the only rules that I follow. All the other rules don't exist. And that's the only thing that matters. So we're going to go ahead and go through my current journal stack, just a little bit, sort of like a belated mid-year update, if you will. And I'm also very excited because I figured out a way to get my audio interface and microphone set up directly into my camera so that I can get hopefully decent audio. It's been a learning curve just to get it just right because I don't have a super advanced audio interface. It's just a solo Focusrite, which is still really good, but it has some limitations. And I have another audio interface, but it's set up over on the music half of my office, and I don't feel like moving anything. So let's go ahead and jump into the bread and butter of like what I use on a daily basis currently. And then we'll talk about kind of like all this like supplemental stuff. So this year has definitely been the year of planner experimentation. Obviously, you know, I got into bullet journaling back in October of 2022, and then things have sort of expanded since there. It's been a long time since I've really used a paper planner consistently. You know, and so we elevated from brain dumps and task lists on memo pads to an actual bullet journal. And I did a couple videos on that. You can go and see what I was kind of currently using at the beginning of the year. But there's been a lot of planner hopping. And I'm getting kind of tired of it, but at the same time, really happy that I've given myself permission to try new things because I feel like that's the only way you really learn what it is that you enjoy. And so I now have kind of come to a couple of realizations. One, I like the B6 size. So there's going to be a lot of B6 in the mix, and I really like A6 in pocket. A5 is a little bit too big. I only have one A5 notebook in the lineup, and it's not like a daily driver, but there's a reason that I want it in the size that I'm using it because it just makes sense for what I use it for. But it is not like a daily driver, and it's also very skinny, so it's not super overwhelming. But from a daily planning and journaling perspective, I need a B6. So let's start with the star of the show. The thing that has been in play since the beginning of the year, and that is the Sterling Ink Common Planner. I bought this initially with the intention for it to be a journal. So my general layout is the monthlies are a memory a day. And then we have, this is August, and we have weeklies, which are affirmations. I use the I Am app to find affirmations because I will not come up with them on my own. And then we have our daily pages, day per page, just sort of journaling. Now, I was having a lot of concerns with this in the last month or two because she's gotten a bit chunky. She's a little thick. And I typically do use fountain pens in this notebook of varying colors. But I learned from the wonderful planner friends on Instagram that you can do a 360 planner flip because this binding will flip around. So like on this side when it's very skinny and on this side when it's very thick and I have a hard time writing, I can literally just like take this and flip it like this, so that it lays more flat and then it's easier to write in. And that has completely altered my brain chemistry. Now, because this is the original Common Planner, I'm just a little bit concerned. Like my binding is separating in a couple places. And like you can see there's like just a little bit of issue here on the spine. But if worse comes to worse, we have to duct tape this baby. I realized that I put it in the clear cover initially, and that clear cover put a lot more stress on the cover than it did to protect it. Like it almost did more damage, although it was pretty because it had like vellums and stuff inside it. It did more damage than it could, I think, and that's part of the problem. But I think we're gonna make her hold out to the end of the year. And so here it is. So now the other thing that I have gotten into this year is I recently did a bit of a quote unquote haul, if you will, of various undated planners. Now, I tried a couple Aura planners, loved them initially, but literally didn't stay in them for more than like a few weeks because they just ended up not working, and that's okay. But I ended up getting a half year common planner undated in the A5 size and the B6 size. Now I will be destashing my A5 because I know I looked at it, I opened it, and it does not compute. But this is the half year B6, and I bought a secondhand Galen leather zip folio, which is really nice because it fits in here. Wow, that pen just did not stay. It fits in here so nicely. I have my little tweezers for stickers. I have my stickers that I use for journaling here, some from Coffee Monsters Co. We've got some Faded Chronicle. These little script stickers are so stinking cute. There's like one that says reading and one that says ugh. You can tell I've used that one. And so they fit really nicely in here. And this zips so well. And I like it because it is a little bit smaller. I wanted to love the B6 paper tests, but I don't know, it worked again for like a couple months really. And then I felt like I was forcing myself to use it. And I was always trying to like fuss with it. Now I set this B6 planner up for the beginning of July. I actually wrote this sticky note for bullet journal signifiers for one of my clients. I have a week size writing board in here for a straight edge, and then just a couple sticky notes in here. I have my index, I have my future log, and I love the B6 size. I just do. And then I have a sort of habit, but more so hobby tracker, and a random tracker where I track like, what did I do? Like when I do my dog's grooming, like I want to put that in there. Otherwise we just have somebody come on a regular basis, but like sometimes I need to do her nails. And so I like to notate like I trimmed her nails at the beginning of this month. And so I know like, okay, I know when I trimmed her nails last. And so just things like that. And then I have the same setup. I don't know what hobbies I'm going to track, but I don't really need to track, I think, habits in here. I'll show you why in a minute because I completely exited all of my health stuff out of these notebooks, and I'll show you why. But I'm going to just track like, did I crochet? Did I practice Spanish? Did I write my book? Did I read? Did I do impulse spending? I just have like an impulse spending thing here. So it's no impulse spending, which is good. And so I don't know what I'll track for the rest of the months, but it is what it is. And then we have the monthlies, which I don't use a whole lot. I'm still kind of like figuring this out, but I'm starting to get the hang of it a little bit. I think I have a vision for what I want to do here, but I don't have them fully set up for the rest of the year, which is totally fine. And then my weeklies, this is my like favorite thing on the face of the planet because of my ADHD and issues with executive function. I really struggle with my memory. Like I can't recall at the drop of a hat, like what I did yesterday. You know what I mean? So I just like to kind of like witness my day and my life. And I just kind of keep a timeline. There's no real like rules to this. There's like really nothing here because we were traveling this week and this is totally fine. I even have like Sedona. Like I wasn't in this book those days, and it's totally okay. And then so this is July. Like I'm starting to get kind of like the hang of like how I want to track things. And I realized I was being a little too granular with certain things. And so this is where I've started to kind of like open things up, and like this is where it started clicking. And then like this week I'm like, okay, she's good. We've got it. It's amazing. So really it's like big chunks of time, meetings, things that I know that I have to do. And then occasionally I'll fill in like, what did I do tonight? What did I do this day? What did I do here? Just little, like, what did I do there? What did I do here? Like just little things, right? But this is it. And so this is how I've been using the weeklies is here's my weekly so far. So I'm just tracking easy habits, like things I know I'm going to do on a daily because I like the small wins. I want to be able to know I can fill in this whole thing. Did I journal? I journal every day. Did I do my spending log? I track my spending every day. Did I fill in my health log? Yes, because I have trackers in there that I fill in every day. Now, let's say I skipped on Friday. I didn't actually do it on Friday, but I did it on Saturday. I'll still check off Friday because I logged the data from Friday. Now, these are all from Faded Chronicle, these like floral stickers. and these sparkle stickers, and I'm absolutely obsessed with them. I didn't use stickers really for the headings, just because I don't know if I want to do that. I did order a few things because of my 2024 plans. I want to experiment with some things, but I'm super okay with just writing things in. You'll see. I don't like to use a lot of like stickers for headings and stuff like that, because I also feel like you can get like a big sticker stash really fast all of a sudden, and like then you go, oh shit. So things that I put in here in advance are appointments that I know are going to happen. Like I know Canto Vivo is 2 hours. I know I have this call, it's an hour. These calls are both an hour. This meeting is an hour. This is an hour. This is an hour. That is 45 minutes. These are my music lesson blocks. So I know those are going to be that time. Now, like my hydrofacial and like nail appointments, I don't know exactly when this is going to be done. And so I'm just going to leave this open because I know I'm not going to plan anything else here. And so as the day goes on, I'll sort of log in real time how my week is going. And like this weekend too, I know I'm going to be making plans to see my friend Stephanie, but we don't have set plans yet. So I'm just going to leave it blank until I have set plans. That way I'm not scheduling anything in that isn't going to happen. Now, worst case scenario, let's say I have to reschedule my gym session. Okay. Or I have to reschedule Cycle Bar. Cycle Bar isn't in pencil because I don't trust myself to book these ahead of time because I've had to cancel too many times. And so I wait until the very last minute to book in for my cycling sessions. But like, let's say I have to reschedule this. Well, friends, that's what whiteout is for. And I typically use in this notebook a Uni 1P gel pen, but filled with a Sarasa dry refill. So this writes over whiteout perfectly fine. So there's like no issue. So for example, I had to do a whiteout. Where did I white out? It's like hard to find it now. Here, I had to do whiteout here, and then I just wrote over it. Like, see, like I even had to like search for that, and it's very unobtrusive. So I'm okay with just whiting something out and then like writing over it. I love these Fader Chronicle stickers. I go between like wanting to do these like washi tapes, and then like sometimes like I did nothing. Like I did like a couple sparkle stickers. This week I did some tapes and these were good. This week I did a couple tapes and these were cute. You know what I mean? It's just whatever strikes me. So these are the weeklies. And so I'm just kind of setting them up as I go. I know I'm going to be in this book until the end of the year because I'm just so like enamored. I had only previously used this type of setup, or a common planner with my journal. And so this is my first time planning with it. And it's everything that I didn't know that I needed. Is it perfect? No. And I'll tell you why in a second. So here we are with the sort of notes pages, or what people refer to as sort of like the daily pages, right? I am loving this. I set I've been doing like a little cover page, and then I've got this week, and then I did dailies, and I was kind of just getting my footing in here. I did some sort of Moxie Life-ish planning, didn't do my reflection because I never do that. Did some other random notes. This is like an assessment checklist for people that I'm talking to about coaching. This is like Flagstaff planning, or ended up being Sedona planning for my birthday weekend, spending log, savings challenge, a wish list, very bullet journal-esque, right? But I realized that I was running into a problem because I sometimes like to do this like 2-column situation where I do like a day and a column kind of, or like not even the whole column. And that worked for this week because I had just gotten back from traveling, right? And here's a content planning brainstorm. But in some months, and so here we have a column. I do not like this. Was so happy when this was done. I don't know why. Something about this and like this washi tape in this book did not compute in my brain. I love this washi tape for my journal, not for my planning pages. These were good. So I have work and personal, work and personal, work and personal, work and personal. I do very much bullet journal style with my task management, a little random note, ideal morning, studio update notes with my family for home helpers because my dad has Alzheimer's, and we're starting to get some benefits and some support for him as he progresses. Studio updates for my music studio. And then we're in August, and this is so cute, definitely inspired by Theory of Lauren. In August, I have like my spending log. I've got now daily pages because I was realizing that right now I want more space to journal. I want to do micro journaling as the day goes on because that's been helping with my stress and my anxiety. And like here's the problem is I need essentially, and like I need to fill in this spread. I need to convert my podcast. I have several episodes that are backlogged that I need to convert to YouTube with captions for my community members that are hard of hearing and would still like to access the podcast. Lettering practice. Like I very much am a like sort of like everything's, I have a little bit of chaos and that's totally fine. And like Denver packing, I did this in pencil because I know some things on here are going to change and I didn't want to write everything in pen, sort of like wish list brainstorming. And then like Monday, Tuesday. And when I tell you that these daily pages with the journal entries and the to-do lists, oh my gosh, when I tell you how happy my brain is. But here's the problem. There's only enough notes pages in the back of this for a day per page. And I have a game plan for 2024 that will help me eliminate that issue. I will do a video and I will be doing some setup videos on what I'm going to be doing there. But like, I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm so sad because like in September, I have to probably go back to this like day and 1/2 of a page situation. And I'm not excited about that. I'm not stoked about it. And I don't want to put certain things, like I don't want to put my spending in a different notebook because when it's in a different notebook, I don't do it. Like I need things to be in one place so that I actually do them. I touch this book every day. I don't want to have to like grab something else that has something in it that's a daily touch point for me. And I just don't have enough notes pages to get everything in here the way that I want to get it in here because there's only enough for like a day per page, maybe a little bit more. There's 189 pages, but like I did the math and I need like 6 to 8 extra pages for nonsense, for just pure nonsense a month. But that doesn't mean that I don't love this. And so this is where my little A6 freely noted is coming into play here. Ta-da! This is a bullet journal that I set up in like May, May 8th. I got this in April and I set it up in May. And I just use this like on and off as like it's just like a bullet journal. It's not dated. I did some dailies in here. I did a couple weeks. There's like a brain dump. Here's like a random monthly focus, a random journal entry. Again, sort of more random weeklies, some random notes for meal planning, goals for next week, a spread, random notes. This was when I was traveling in June and I didn't want to take my at the time I was previously in an A5 notebook and I didn't want to haul an A5 notebook with me. I just wanted to take this and this, like these were the two that went with me, to be completely honest. Because I do take this with me when I travel and that's going to tie into my 2024 plans. But again, another video for another day. And so these ended up being really nice. I set these up a la like an A6 Hobonichi and it was perfect for just toting around because this by itself also fit into my little belt bag. Not that I really need my planner when I'm out running errands, if I'm being completely honest. I really only need it, but like we went to coffee shops and we worked. But this is turned into sort of like an as I need it. So like this was the end of the trip. I got home. Here's all the stuff that was happening, some notes, some content notes, 2 blank pages because I'm mad about the ghosting and I didn't want to deal with it. Random mind map about ADHD and some resources that I have since started looking into. An ink smudge, no idea why this is there and how it's there. And then I had I was playing with one of my pens and just some general thoughts about do I want to track my rings for my Apple Watch? And I have a pen that's got blue and green and red and let me see what this looks like, mapped it out. No. Then just some other notes about just random things, sort of daily journaling. We've got some finance things here. And then I started just some random pages. So I have really been digging this sort of concept for just here's a daily brain dump. But you want to know what's crazy is I have a page already in this book, a half a page because I didn't have room. And I also already did a whole last journaling page in this because there are some days where there's overflow, right? There's overflow. That's why it's so nice to have just an extra little notebook. And then this will be for any overflow tomorrow because I know I'm going to have it. I can just feel it. I already have some things I want to drop in here tonight. Then I've got some test pages, game planning, talking about okay, this is my idea for next year. And then again, another random list. And this is why bullet journaling is so nice, you guys, because I'm definitely an indexer. So I'm definitely indexing all of this, right? And then I just set up a couple extra pages for, again, that overflow. I'm really liking just doing a little washi tape and then a margin and a little washi tape and a margin and just keeping it very simple. And so there's no rhyme or reason to this book. It just is whatever I need it to be at the moment. And so that's my little A6 bullet journal. That's sort of like a companion to this guy. Okay. So what else do I have going on here that's sort of miscellaneous? Well, I still have this little pocket notebook that was just like a $10 for a pack of 3 Amazon notebook that is just sort of a business feelings brain dump. I am a business owner and an entrepreneur, and so sometimes I have to just get business specific things, but they're not like, it's not a note. It's just like a feeling or something that I need to work through, or like mindset-ish, or like affirmations, or I have an idea, but it doesn't really need to go anywhere. And this is just sort of the like word vomit. And again, it's just a blank notebook. And I started it back in like March, and I still write in it probably like 3 or 4 days a month. Like I write in it. So it just lives like here on my desk. Sometimes I will stash it in my pencil pouch because it is so small that it fits like under here. Lately, I've been working mostly from home. So like it's been, I usually have this expanded. I don't have it expanded at the moment, but usually it can slide in here once I expand this. If I'm like working out of the house a lot. I've been working from home a lot more though. So it just lives literally like over here. So we're gonna put that to the side. And then I have my health planner here. Now, I've gone through a few different health planners this year, and I hadn't found one that I really liked until I saw, who was it? I don't remember. My Moxie Dreams doing her health tracking using a Paper Test Designs printable in a pocket Moleskine. And so this is my health tracker. So we have my monthlies, and I use little Randy Dot Plans stickers to mark like my workouts because I like to just kind of see the overview. Now, previously I was doing these in my like monthlies in my catch-all planner, but I don't know. I like to physically write down my workouts, and something about this, my brain likes having all of my like health and movement stuff in one book specifically. And this is an 18-month weekly. And so then I open up, all these extra random pages, I'm just printing and taping in these little trackers, and there's enough for me to do 18. I've already marked all the pages, haven't put them in yet. And then I just have the Midori index clips. And then on the week and I still need to write in my spin class. I can literally just like physically like write down like what I did for my workouts that week, which is so satisfying. This is small enough that it fits into my little belt bag when I go to the gym. I just use a Uni 1P, again, filled with a Surasadrai insert. And I added a little pen loop, and then my little Randy Dots plan stickers just fit in here. And it's been like absolutely perfect. So I'm super happy with this. This is an 18-month planner, and I couldn't guarantee you that I'm going to be able to fill it. Like I'm not worried about it. I actually love that it's an 18-month planner, that I'll have like a year and a half worth of my health stuff in one little notebook. And it's so tiny. It's like so tiny. It's so unobtrusive. So, and it works. It fits in hand. Everything about it. It's enough room. It's not too much room, because that was the problem with like the other notebooks that I had tried this year. They were like too much. They were too much room. So again, when I travel, this can very easily come with me, because I do work out when I travel. That's just part of my lifestyle. And so this comes with me, and it's perfect. So I love this. And then last but not least, hold on, I got to take a sip of tea, are my reading journals. So I have my current reading journals in B6 Stalogies, and neither of them is like complete. So this one was a backlog of a lot of books, and so I do like 3 or 4 entries like a month, and then I have these cute little like 5-star stamps and like chili pepper stamps for like ratings, and I just use like an archive ink stamp. And then I sometimes will handwrite it. And this is what I've been doing lately, just because my hand gets tired, is I've been typing and then just like printing on Tomoe River paper and then like taping it in. Like this is so like, and it's fine because I can actually type out my entries a lot faster than I can handwrite them. And so the faster that I can kind of like get caught up on like all of my books that I've read, the better. I don't have all of my books in this one's full. It's been full. Like I put everything in here. And so I started a new one. And so I think too, another thing I'm going to consider is also like some of these I don't have a lot to write. I want to try to be better about like reading and then journaling sooner, because doing this back journaling for all my, these are all my 2021 to 2022 books. I have another book that has the start of my 2023 books, and then the rest of them are split between like the end of here and like the beginning of this. So I've got technically 3 reading journals, but these are the 2 that are that I'm currently in. And so I'm just trying to get everything back journaled, if that makes sense. And I literally just like print I print on like I have a Canon little printer. I don't remember what it's called. It's not a Canon, it's an HP Sprocket. There we go. Where I just print the covers and then I put them in and then I stamp, and then I can go and I can fill them in another day. All right. So that's my journal updates. That's all. Yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to do. I'm going to go to bed now. Peace, yo.